Weekly update from GoJax.com with the women's basketball program. Always good to catch up with Erin Johnston. 2 wins at home, and statistically what jumps out is the defense. Montana State shot 28%, Wyoming 34%. I presume you were pretty pleased with that effort.
You know, we've defended really well all year. Drake scored some points against us, as they do everybody. Since that game, we've defended, I think, at a really high level. But I would agree Montana State and Wyoming were excellent defensive performances for us. You know, both teams can shoot the three really well, so I thought we defended on the perimeter and challenged a lot of shots. Both teams can spread you out and get themselves to the basket in different ways, so I thought our interior defense was very good. A lot of screens, a lot of movement, and I think our team handled all those things. So we've put a lot of time into it, and I just love seeing the players, you know, rewarded for all that effort that they put into it. They've worked really hard at it. I think our length has started to come into play. It's not that we just block shots, which we're capable of, but we challenge a lot of shots. We can force passing lanes to be a little bit wider because we can get out and cover some ground. So those things I think have been really good, and it's fun to see the team really, you know, see that, I think, and really buy into it.
You did comment, though, a couple of times leading up to this past week about just trying to be more consistent, play 40 full minutes. Feel like you were closer to that Saturday than Thursday.
Yeah, you know, Thursday we had some great stretches. I think the one thing Thursday that hurt us, obviously, or two things, but they're in the same piece, is just offensive efficiency. We missed a lot of free throws in that game, turned it over, some unforced turnovers, and there's nothing that can be more of a energy kind of sapper than those things. And they're certainly not intentional, but they're things that I thought kind of slowed us down. We defended well against a really good Montana State team, was capable of scoring a lot of points. I think they're picked to finish first in their league, so obviously there's a lot of firepower there. But we kept them really at bay until late in that fourth quarter. But had we made some free throws, had we just taken care of the ball, I think offensively that would have been a lot closer to what we need. But still was a good defensive performance, and then it just kind of clicked for us, I thought, on Saturday. We looked like we were in a much better rhythm offensively, a lot better flow. We eliminated some of those, you know, shooting ourselves in the foot plays that we had prior, and I'd like to see the team build on that because I think they really enjoyed that style of basketball too.
And the interesting thing, you didn't have Tegan Larson on Saturday, and so she's out with an injury. Tori Nelson stepped in, performed very well, but you lose one of your key contributors and still played as well as you did. That's quite a statement.
You know, everybody really stepped into that role. We weren't sure if Tegan was going to play or not. It was really game day when we had to make that decision. We don't expect her out long. Hopefully be back here very soon. Just an unfortunate thing came up in practice, but hopefully minor. But Tori, to your point, played really well. You know, when you put a freshman in the lineup, I'm sure there were some nerves there and some excitement, but she handled it well. Tori's going to be a star here. She just really is. She's a great player, great person, works really hard at it. But everybody else stepped up too. Callie, I thought, played really well for us in that forward position when Tegan wasn't there. Maya, I think, had her best game of the year where she made some really explosive plays and things going to the basket. Peyton was, you know, as good as Peyton's been all year. But really in that game, I think a big difference for us was our guard play was really consistent. Tylee and Riley and Lindsay in particular really did some good things for us on the perimeter. Just played well, made some shots when they needed to, took care of the ball, and did a great job of getting us into what we need to be in.
All right, so now you get to be the receiver of all the jealousy of all of us here in South Dakota. You get to go to Cancun for a few days, but it will be anything but time on the beach for this program because as yours has been excellent, ranked in the top 25, conference championships, the 3 programs you're going to play, very similar stories in USF, Notre Dame, obviously, Florida Gulf Coast. This is a heck of a test for your program, 3 straight days of games.
Well, it's hard to leave Frost Arena. We just had great fan support, great atmosphere. It's just such a fun place to play in, and we could see that being on the road and coming back to Frost. Just love being there, so I'd play all 30 games in there if we could find a way to do that. But this will be a fun trip, too, to go to a fun place that we've been to Cancun, but not this resort before, so it'll be a new experience for our program. But you're right. The teams we're playing are all capable of being NCAA tournament caliber teams, all being top teams in their league. So we're going to have our hands full on the court, but that's not that different than what we've done in the past at these events. So, you know, we knew that going into it, and our team's excited about that chance. And it's just trying to find the right balance of enjoying Thanksgiving, the holiday, family time, because we'll have a lot of, you know, people that follow these young women with us. A lot of us will have families down there, and then competing on the court. You know, how do you balance all of that? But, you know, I like where we're at right now. I think we go into there with some good positive momentum with what we've done on the floor, and I look forward to playing against that level of competition to really see where we're at.
Other point, too, why is it important to play back-to-back days, to play 3 games in 3 days?
Well, one, when you play that kind of competition, it tells you exactly where you're at. And I think when you do it back to back to back, you really get into a kind of a tournament feel where you're not necessarily, having a week to prepare for everybody. And same thing, they don't have that much time to prepare for you. So whether it be a Summit League tournament or a postseason event, that's really what it comes down to. So for us, it'll be fun because I think we have enough things in now where the team knows what we expect and understands what we're trying to get done. Just a matter of going out in the court and playing. And sometimes for a player, they enjoy that because they are free. And sometimes when we practice and work on things, they can get really stuck in what we're trying to work on. And in these events, it's like, hey, you got to go out there and figure it out and just kind of let it happen. And I think a team usually enjoys that.